Welcome back to Biz Jet TV. My name is Fabrizio Poli, and today we're going to be talking about the battle between Airbus and Boeing and who actually is going to win. You'll be seeing very shortly an interview I did with Anchor Hanna Hoexter over at CGNT, where she asked me some questions about the recent developments of Airbus and their financial data that was just released for 2019 and what's going on with Boeing in the market. And so I'll offer my insights in this, and you'll also find out my take on what I think who's going to win between Boeing and Airbus. So if you haven't subscribed to Biz Jet TV, I encourage you to subscribe, click on the notification bell, also comment below, let us know what you think, and also give us a thumbs up and share this video. So off we go into the interview.
I'm going to ask you then, so Airbus has released their results for 2019. What's your reaction to the published results?
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, Boeing got hit heavily recently because of the whole issue with the Boeing 737 MAX. So it was quite normal to see airlines move and gravitate towards ordering Airbuses instead of Boeings. So that didn't surprise me at all. Also, Airbus have had more of an innovative approach after the bit of a disaster they had with the Airbus A380, which I was never a big fan of. But with the Airbus 350, they've done really good. They're also developing a number of electric aircraft. They're getting involved in electrical vertical takeoff and landing, but so is Boeing on the other side. And then, of course, their new airplane, they just announced the Project Maverick, which I think is very interesting too.
But for those who are sort of looking at the numbers, it's quite confusing because in theory, actually, Airbus has consolidated a net loss again, though. So how come are you not surprised that they sort of haven't really been making any money?
Well, you know, the Airbus 380 project really hit them badly because that is a very expensive airplane to produce. The fact that, you know, after so many years they've had to, you know, cancel that project, it's obviously going to take them a bit of time to go into profitability. But, you know, with these large companies, you know, and with airplanes in particular, it's a very costly business to create a new airplane, flight test it and produce it. It's not a 5-minute job, and it does require a lot of capital, and you have to sort of make that money back. So on the Airbus 380, that's probably why the balance sheet isn't as positive as maybe one would hope, because of the Airbus A380 project, which has now been, you know, cancelled.
Yeah. Now that Airbus has overtaken Boeing as the #1 aircraft maker, what do you think briefly is next for the company?
Well, I think they have to continue what they're doing, and I think they need to develop, you know, electric aircraft. I think that's important, and maybe aircraft that go faster, so supersonic, hypersonic. That's where I think they need to concentrate. They are also doing a lot of innovation regarding pilot training as well, by using virtual reality, which will bring the cost of pilot training down. So that's and that will obviously attract more orders because the training of the pilots is an element which is quite expensive in operating an aircraft. And so if you can bring that cost down by using virtual reality instead of simulators, and that's also another big thing that they're doing.
And also futuristically, looking sort of long term, they've just released the Maverick aircraft. It's quite an extraordinary sight. Do you think then this is going to be setting the norm now? Do you think the shape of airplanes are going to change in the near future?
Well, they need to change. They haven't changed since you know, the Wright brothers. You know, to see a shape like that is refreshing for the industry. It's also more environmental friendly, consumes less fuel, 20% less fuel, and I think we're going to be moving towards more interesting shapes in aircraft. So that's really refreshing to see that.
In light of sort of the pressure on going green, what are the challenges you foresee for the industry in the future?
Well, challenges. I mean, the whole issue around electric aircraft or other types of propulsion which are environmental friendly, I think that's where we need to go. I know Elon Musk is working on something. He said more than once that he's working on a hypersonic electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. He's got the brains to do that. He's also talking about using rockets to transport people from A to B in less than an hour. So you imagine flying on a rocket from London to Sydney in 35 minutes with 1,000 people on board, which will bring the cost of the rocket ship down. So there's all that's happening. And Elon Musk is the one to watch. I mean, yes, there is a battle between Boeing and Airbus, but Elon Musk could very much end up winning that battle.
Wow, okay. Fabrizio, thank you so much for that. And I'm very grateful for asking you to do that extra question for us.
Well, I guess you expected me to say Boeing or Airbus, and surprise, surprise, my answer was Elon Musk. Well, if you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to look at the video I did about this Anywhere from Anywhere in less than an hour. I did with the director of the Mars Society, where he sort of gives some insight into Elon Musk's program of flying people in rockets on long distances within the Earth's atmosphere, which is very, very interesting. And of course, also check the video on urban air mobility. The other thing I encourage you to do is, if you look at the links below this video, you'll be able to see where you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So let's connect on LinkedIn, maybe book yourself in, let's have a conversation, especially if you're interested in acquiring a private jet or anything, any more insights you want on private aviation. You may have a project that you're working on, and that I'm sure I'd be able to maybe help you or steer you in the right direction. The first call is free, so just schedule yourself in, either ping me on an email or connect with me on LinkedIn, and let's get the conversation going. Also, comment below, subscribe to this channel, give us a thumbs up, and that's all from Fabrizio Poli on Biz Jet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.